Hi everybody, this is Blossom, and today I want to do a video response to that Cheeky. She posted a tarot spread, practical magic tarot spread, and she was inspired by the movie Practical Magic. I have to admit it's been a long time since I've seen this, and I don't think that it's my absolute favorite, so I'm sorry about that. But I think the spread that she created is fantastic, and I had to try it immediately. I want to do this a bit quicker, so nothing too much in depth, because it's a 10 card spread, so I will try to do that a bit quicker than usual. And the first question is, Sally, the character Sally from the movie, what is your power, your greatest strength? And there I got the crone. So this card shows me very much about the inner strength that I have, what comes from within me, and also that this creates my willpower, and that I have a lot of courage and self-control to do the things I want to do, especially when it comes now to magical workings, that I'm not afraid to try those things, and I don't, by certain dogmas, I don't let myself be irritated by that. And as we see those two characters, sorry, this was my doggy, as we see those two characters, so we have the crone here, of course, so we have the union of wisdom and power. They move forward, but everything happens calmly and peaceful, nothing stressed. So I see that as being able to have that union between my wisdom and also the power and courage, and move from there, but not moving just for the sake of moving, but really knowing what I'm doing and choosing direction carefully. And the next question is, what do people find charming about you? And there I have the Holly King. And I really had to laugh so hard when I got this card. It's actually, it depends a bit on who you ask. Because I have, like, in my family, I have people who are actually very worried about me because I'm such a loner. But maybe other people find that charming, that, that I am the weird loner who sits in the forest, apparently who sits in the forest all day in communion with the wildlife, as we see here, the hermit with the deer next to him and away from the house. And yeah, maybe this may seem charming to some other people. I really like that, Yes, I know, I am the loner, and I always want to say, just accept that, that's who I am, And it's beautiful to see that apparently some people may find that charming. Then, card number 3. What's the most fun thing about you? Okay, so at the first glance I was really like, oh god, I have no idea. And I was like, can you take something out of the ladybug there? But, from the meaning of the Nine of Cups, I really don't know. Honestly, brain dead here. But seeing her again alone and smirking to herself, she sees something that others may not see. So I guess sometimes my humor is not that obvious. I'm not doing that obvious funny thing. It's sometimes just stuff that very few people understand, and that's okay as well. So I take that from that card. If anybody else has no idea about this card and how to put it, what's the most what's the most fun thing about you, please leave me your suggestions. Okay, then card number 4. And there we have Jet. What is your softness, most gentle quality? And there I have the Knight of Wands, which is really interesting, because that's normal, very an adventurous guy, very straightforward and full of energy. And normally we see a hard rider, or somebody who rides hard. Yeah, sounds a bit dirty. Very adventurous, and and this deck here in the Green Ridge Tarot, she seems very serene, actually. I think what is gentle or a bit soft is, but maybe, you know, when I get very enthusiastic, that I still do that in a calm manner, and that I have that sense of optimism and a sense of adventure, but yeah, just in a softer manner, as we see in the image here itself. So there is the sense of adventure, but it's softer, it's not so fiery. And also, just have a look at her, because she is on her way, she is on a journey to the village, and she doesn't have much with her, so it's also that sense of that I don't need to be like over prepared. And still, if I am on a journey, I'm not riding fast through the landscape, but I can still enjoy the view by doing this. And this gives the whole Knight of Wands a bit of a gentler energy, a softer energy. Then the next card. Michael, something you have learned or can learn from loss. And I have the 5 of Swords, or 5 of Athames, or however you say that. And this is actually interesting, because this is my year card, my card of the year, which is not fun, not at all. Over this year I had to learn a bit from the worst situations that I felt that I'm losing something, and what I learned from it is to gain a bit more of self-confidence, because I actually have a very low self-esteem, and so to gain that back a bit. And you know, with the 5 of Swords is always very a conflict in my own mind, more than outside. It is more the inside for me, the 5 of Swords. But the learning aspect of what I am at the moment learning, still learning, but I took already some of it, is how to stop that I know there must be a break, because I don't gain anything from it by self-destruction in my mind, if you like so. And also learning that there always will be some limitations for myself, you know. It's nothing is, you know, people, you can do whatever you want, everything is limitless, but you will see that there will be limitations, and how to deal with that. And it's actually a good thing to learn, and having that card now here is, yeah, it's like, that's why it is a 5 of Swords year for me. Then the next card, number 6. What danger must you watch out for? Uh-oh, and there I have the she. Be aware of the fairies. Well, what I see here is a bit the imbalance, of course, and the frustration that comes from when something doesn't work out how I want it. Because we see here how she works together with the Fae in order to create something. And I have to be very careful not to do everything on myself, that there is definitely a need for teamwork. And when I want to do everything by myself, this will end up in frustration. Also, I have to be aware that my impatience is leading nowhere. yeah, and definitely kind of teamwork is needed instead of denying it. And this, for me, makes absolutely sense. Then the next card, number 7, is about the love in your life. And there I have the Ten of Pentacles. So my great love, my big love in my life is definitely something that brings me stability, and where I definitely have the feeling being at home in every sense, physically, emotionally, spiritually as well, and where you can feel so free that you can be completely yourself. And also as how with my love in my life, how we can recreate stories and tales, and yeah, we create a legacy with what we do, because the Ten of Pentacles is also a bit about legacy for me always. And people, it may sound weird, but people tell stories about us, how great our love is, and that we came together so young. I was 16, and we are together now for many, many, many years. And especially now in my circle, relationships, well, they are always hard, but I see often that it doesn't work out and that it's very problematic. And we have already somehow like a legacy that we are the couple who will never break up and who will go through everything together. And you don't find that often anymore. And it's so amazing. When I see it with other people as well, I find it every time so amazing when a couple can do that. There we go. I could still talk about it, but I want to do it a bit quicker. So the next card. House, your best magical environment. And there I have the Six of Swords. So my best environment. So first of all, I want to say it's very cool because I see a certain place of it that I visited this year in Wales. So this was Cranaghan Lakes, and it looks like that. Especially with the tree in the middle of there and the mountains around, it looks exactly like that, because it was also very foggy the day we were there, and I see that fog going through there, so that's very cool. just as a side note. But so my best magical environment is when I allow myself to let my mind wander, and also I'm able to find magic on my travels, on my journeys that I do. And this doesn't always have to be like a big vacation or anything, but with everywhere where I go, it's like you can find the magic everywhere. You just leave your house and you can find magic there, and then you find magic there. But also, I create magic as soon as I'm able to leave the worries and my self-doubt behind, because I want to improve myself constantly, and there is that steady progress. There we go. Card number 9. Spell, how to embrace your magic. And there I have the Wheel of the Year, or the Wheel of Fortune in traditional tarot. So for me it is important. The wheel is starting to annoy me, that card, because I'm not the biggest fan of the wheel, because for me it's always like, oh no, what is happening? But it has a bit, in this tarot deck, it has a bit more of a positive twist. But for me, what I take out of it is that it's necessary for me, in order to embrace my magic, I also have to embrace the constant change that is coming with it, and also working with the seasons, going with the flow, not being stuck in a pattern. And it is very important for me to be fearless when it comes to magic, not being afraid of the wheel, you know, because that card is so, I don't want it anymore. There we go. And the last card, number 10, is circle. What is your inner circle like? And there I got the High Priestess, and that's really cool. So in my closest, really in my closest inner circle, I see the people actually very, really spiritual and interested in everything that is behind a veil. People who learn to trust their intuition, people with psychic abilities. I'm always astounded about certain things, and also my circle is kind of magical. And I love that, but this is really my closest inner circle. But I see that like everything that is like living in my house is that pure magic, and everybody is able to able to see beyond the veil, and interested in it as well, interested in the mysteries, and I love that. So I want to thank that Cheeky again for this beautiful spread, because it was really a fun spread to do. And yeah, I needed that a bit now, because I always go a bit overly serious lately. So I'm happy to have really a fun spread with still, you know, with a lot to learn. If you haven't seen her video yet, I will put the link below, but I'm sure you did see hers before mine. But in case you didn't, I will, yeah, put a link below. So thank you very much for watching. Much love and blessings, and bye bye.